So here it is. Here's what we're going to be working on today. I've pulled it up here over in VS Code, but I have yet to do anything with it. You can see we've got a desktop design, different active states we need to think about as we get moving here. So we've got, looks like just some hovers. I'm guessing like this bill area and this down here. I'm guessing this stays, that gets green as long as it's valid, I would guess. And then you can reset it. Again, just some basic states here. I don't know how much I'm going to do with styling to start with. I haven't decided whether or not I just want to focus on the actual functionality first. I'm kind of a sucker for getting the design done first, but a lot of times that slows me down. But anyhow, let's go ahead and jump in. And like I said, I've got it open over here. What I'd like to do is get this up and going with React, and then we'll just do all of our own custom CSS. So that's my plan, at least right now. And if you have another suggestion, let me know. All right, so to get this thing started with, let me go ahead and let's just use Vite. So I'll say Vite, use create, I think it's create. Nope, npm. Let's do pnpm create Vite at latest. I think that's it. Well, we will see when we try to do this. And if I need to zoom in, let's see, let me zoom in just a touch. Something's happening, so I must have done something right. Vite project name. Let's call this tip calculator app. Since that's what it's supposed to be, we're going to use React. We'll just use it without TypeScript script. And I'll go into tip calculator app. There we go. So pnpmi. And let's see what else we might want in here. I don't know that I'm going to need anything else specific that I think about it. To do app, not a calculator. Oh, no, I was just showing off a project I got coming, Ahmed. So that was a stream before the stream. That'll probably lop off the top of this once we get actually going. So for those of you who missed the live stream, I showed off an app we're doing, I think next week, probably on the channel, something like that. Okay, so let's pnpm run dev just to get this up and make sure it's working properly. Wants to work. There we go. Open this up here. Okay, so here we go. Basic React app is up. So I need to see, we're inside here is where we're going to be. So I'll just leave this all here, but we're inside this directory, this tip calculator app directory right now. And I'll close that down for now. Okay, as far as functionality or what we need to do, I'm guessing the style guide, they usually give you colors and stuff like that. Typography. So yeah, let's see. Let me pull up something here real fast. So I can move this over just a touch. Get my camera situation settled. All right, there we go. So I can lean where I want to lean. All right. Here we are. Let's go ahead and get this color situation squared away. So I'm going to grab my primary. Actually, let's just grab all this and we'll just update it all at once. Let's do some basic stuff with styling here into my SRC. Let's just do it all in here. So I'm just going to delete all of this and we'll go after and before, and we'll go box sizing, border, if I can type, box, margin 0, and padding 0. All right, and then inside this root, we're going to have all these colors, and we'll have to situate this whole thing out. Let's see, let's just go, let's see, very dark cyan. Let's see, where's the, oh, I think I put that on my sequential pasteboard and then didn't use it. Okay, there we go. So let's grab this as, see, this is, they all have different hues, so that's not going to help me. Okay, so let's just go ahead and add these kind of one at a time. So we'll call this like brand or something like that. And I guess since they give me, am I going to need any kind of I don't know that I will. This is typically the way I like to do these is not wrap them in HSL, and that gives me a little bit more flexibility on the front end. So, hey, thanks for joining. We are doing this in React. Yep. Good day. All right, here, so we've got gradations basically. I'm not totally sure how I want to do this because they're all different hues too. Otherwise, I think I would just pull in that brain color for all of them. So we just say, meh, I don't know. Let's go, we'll go dark here, and I'm guessing this is, maybe this is my text color. So let's go text here, something like that. And then we're going to call these neutral. Let's go neutral 1, 2, 3, 4, something like that. So I'm going to grab this right here, Command D, Command D, Command D. Go together here. Neutral 1. Actually, let's do text pasty like that. Get them all together. Remove that. Come in here like this. And then I got one more, this white. If it's just really white, I'm just going to leave it off, and we'll just type white. If or what I probably would prefer to do is to come in here and have a white that's not actually white. Make it like this 99 color. And we'll go 172 to be the same as this. Let's see, these are all more in the 180s. So maybe we should keep it, let's do more like 179. All right, there we go. Watching from Kazakhstan, awesome. When is it recommended to switch from JavaScript to React? I don't know. But basically, I got to where I felt really comfortable with vanilla JavaScript, and then I started picking up React, and that made React a way easier. Not that I totally get it, but I still very much feel like a beginner with React. But yeah, I feel like understanding vanilla JavaScript makes it easy for you to adapt to new stuff, because there's all kinds of frameworks I want to try out even now that aren't React, and having a really good understanding of JavaScript makes that quicker and easier and less of a frustration. So, all right, I'm going to grab all of these and actually get rid of these two, because I don't usually use commas in these HSL values. All right, so at least we've got those in there. Let me go ahead and grab the font, and then we'll kind of get going. So it looks like I just need 700. So I'll come down here, 700. I don't think I need a italicized version. And let's copy this in here. Let's see, over this way. And we'll say that the body will be that space mono. And then let's go ahead and just use an import script up top here. All right, so at least we got some of that situated. I thought I pulled this thing up. Maybe I killed it when I was moving around. All right, so there we go. At least something is up and going. Let's go ahead and kind of think through the structure of this first, and then we'll see, do I need anything else from here? Form inputs. Okay, so font size is 24. All right, good to know. So maybe I'll just come over here to my CSS, and I'll just add that here. So font size, 24 pixels. All right, or 1.4 rem or whatever it happens to be, 1.6 rem. Let's see. I think it might be 1.5. No, maybe it was. Let's do 1.5 rem. Back to 24. There we go. All right, that was right. Sometimes I feel like rem is just me having to do math live in my head and isn't that helpful, but I know it's more responsive. But okay, so thinking through the structure of what we're going to need here. Again, I'm not totally sure I'm going to focus a ton on design. So even though we just spent all that time laying out the colors, let's do, we've got an input here. Now this is going to be interesting because basically I've got 5 options that are more or less radio buttons. And then I've got a custom field where they can type in whatever they want. And I've got to handle that differently because I could make them all radio buttons, but then I've got this spare one over here. I'm not sure. There's no way to like make a custom radio, I don't think. Maybe I'm wrong. And then we've got another input field down this way, and it can't be 0. So as soon as they start, let's see. So this should turn red. Let's see, they've got to put a bill in, obviously. So let's start to do that. There's no like submit button. So I guess they just start typing and it starts showing immediately. I'm guessing that's what we're going to do. So no form at all. And then over this way, so we got obviously 2 sections. So I think I'm going to do input. Maybe I'll do radio buttons and just set up some kind of state that tracks whether or not a radio button's been pressed. Or if it's 0, then check here or something like that. I'm not totally sure what I'm going to do yet with that. All right, either way, let's come in here, and I think we can do most of this stuff just inside this app component. So I'm not sure how reacty this is going to be, but since React is what I'm doing these days, let's do React. Also, I just realized that my face is covered up by my own face. So 20 minutes into this stream, let's move this over here, because I don't see that on my end, but you do. All right, so here we go. Let's come inside here, and I'm going to add, first of all, let's just do like a container, something like that. We'll have 2 sides to this container. We'll have the, let's just call it like input. Let's call it form, even though it's not a form. So we'll go form, and then on the other side, we'll do like display or something like that. There's going to be, let's kind of think through, maybe let's do the display first. So in here, we're going to have tip amount, tip person. So we'll do, let's do display. You know what? Maybe let's actually break these out into their own components just for the sake of it, since we're doing React anyhow. And then maybe I'll use modules. Let's do that. So I'll come in here, components, and here we'll go display.jsx, and I'll move over here. Let's go ahead and pull in display. Not going to auto import for me. Okay. I'll come up top here and then import display. Well, I guess I don't have it as a component. Maybe that's why it's not doing it. And let's go ahead and we'll just do it as a default component. So we'll do display from components. All right, components, there we go. Display. All right, I'll pull this in, and then let's see. I think I'm gonna just use the shorthand I've got. For now, that works. And then what I'm gonna do is import styles. Actually, yeah, maybe let's just break these out. So we won't, I don't think I'm gonna worry about the styling pulled in. I'll just do it all in the index and just have it there. So there we go, displays coming in. All right, so we've got that app part. Let's just work on the display for now, and we'll eventually have to pass some state down into this, which I think is just gonna be the values. Yeah, I think that's it. Am I employed? Yes, but not in web development. So this is a hobby I enjoy. So hopefully it's enjoyable to you too. Hey, thanks, Joseph. All right, so we're gonna have 2 sections here. I guess we can call these the same thing. So we'll just say display. Maybe let's call these display row, because that's kind of what they are. And then here we'll have, inside here, we're gonna have another one, and maybe, see, is there common spacing here? Not really. So we'll just say display label, and here I'll have a paragraph with tip amount, and then I'll have another paragraph here with person, like that. And let's call these something. So we'll say like header or something like that. And we'll say unit. How's that sound? Or yeah, let's just do that. And I'll just nest those. And this should be class name, not class with a K anyhow. And same thing here. So class name. What takes you to learn new things? I I don't know. I usually just spend some time. If there's a course I enjoy, I do that. I like reading on new topics too, like getting comfortable with documentation. So I'll do both of those for a little bit of time, and then the test is to basically build something out yourself. So if you try to build something out and you're like, oh, I thought I knew this, then you go back and look at it again. Then I try to build it out again. So I almost never build anything out, like especially in a course, the way I'm supposed to. I watch it and then I do it myself, and then I add extra stuff. So the ability to do all that, I think, or showing that I can do all that to myself, usually means I actually have it. Otherwise, I usually don't. So that's what I do. Display name, and then we'll have display amount, something like that. And then in here, we'll just have a paragraph. And this, I guess, will just be display, how about just value, something like that. And for right now, we'll just say 0, 0, 0, 0, and we'll eventually format that. I think just with JavaScript, we'll just make like a little helper function. All right, so that should be good there. Let's copy this down one more time. And then actually, let's put all this in its own div. See right there. And I'll just wrap it with a div. And then below here, we'll have a button. And we'll actually end up, see, do we need a component for this? I don't know that we do. So let's just do class name button. And this will just say reset. All right, I think that'll work for that. I guess the next thing let's do is, do you know NetNinja in real life? No, I don't. I wish. He seems like a great guy. Let's come over here to the form.jsx, and I'll scaffold this out, and we'll just grab that over this way. So let's get rid of all this, and get my form. And let's pull this in up top. And maybe let's organize this a bit more too. So form, we'll do like components and style. Get rid of that. We are going to end up using some state, so we'll leave that there for now. Unit testing is a must do. Yeah, I mean, obviously, once you get to production level, like I said, this is a hobby for me, so testing is one of those things that's a weak point for me that I really want to get around to, but I haven't yet. So thanks for giving me 3 years of heads up. I can take my time for 3 years. That's what I just learned from you. Class name. But yeah, I mean, obviously, once you get, I'm assuming once you're on like a team, once you're working with other people's, once you have lots of people contributing to the same thing, or the project gets big. Most of the projects I do are super small. Like I've got a bunch of small little sites and stuff I do just for kicks, and but all of those are like, I'm the only one who touches the code base. It's very limited functionality. Most of it's static sites, so I'm not usually in the mode for testing, even if I did do testing actively. For Astro, I mean, I use it for basically blogs. I use it for, yeah, I mean, Astro components are just HTML with some extra sprinkling thrown in. So unlike like JSX, you can't just, this isn't JavaScript. It's close. It looks like it, whereas Astro is. So I usually default to using Astro with anything that's static, which is most of the stuff I build. And then I can just sprinkle in JavaScript components or whatever. And I've got a big Astro project on the way. I've designed the whole thing. I've scaffolded out what I'm going to cover. I started working on it last night and stayed up a little too late on that. But you know, eventually I'll pass that on. But yeah, I really enjoyed Astro a lot. All right, so back to what we were doing here. Let's have, so we've got a bill, select type. So let's call this, let's just call this like a, let's call this like a label group, something like that. And then in here we'll have a label, and this is going to point to the bill, and this will just say bill. And then we'll have an input here, and type of, I think we'll just do type of number to help with some of that type checking already. And then we'll come in here an ID of bill. And then let's see, we've got this next section. This is going to be the same kind of situation. So maybe let's go to the bottom first. Number of people. So we'll do people with correct spelling, and then come in here with people. And let's see, we are going to have these icons. So actually I do need to think about this a little bit differently, because, well, I guess I don't have to. I'll just import this icon. So let's do that, because basically we'll just make it position absolute and have it sit over to that side. I was thinking I had to put it inside here, which obviously I can't since it's self-closing. So let's come in here and I'll have an image with a class of icon, and then we'll just pull this in and we'll call this, I'm pretty sure I saw these in the assets folder. So we'll call this like $icon or something like that. And do I need this alt? I don't think so. So I'll just do aria hidden equals true and class name icon. I think I did that, yeah. So up top here, let's import, let's come out to the assets. Oh. Come on, you're not gonna help me out? So, oh, I gotta pull this in. That's why it's not helping me out. So let's go, I guess, we'll just put them inside our assets folder there. So we'll go inside our images, and then inside here, it's still not gonna help me out. So I'll do icon person.svg. And what do we call this thing? Dollar icon. That's not right. Const. No, it is an import. Import dollar icon from. All right. let's go. Dollar icon. Did anything get pulled in? Why is this not coming in? Let's see what, it's got to be yelling at me for something. Yeah, there we go. Does not provide a named export. Oh. Sorry. Details. All right, there we go. Close this down. Astro project. Hey, thank you. Well, I hope to be able to get it done sometime soon. It's probably going to take me a month to finish the whole thing. So, and especially since I just do this for fun in the nights and the mornings. It kind of depends what else is going on in my life. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull in down here. We'll do person, and let's just call this $. We'll go $, and then person here, since I already pulled in the wrong thing. Icon person, icon $. What is that thing called? Yeah, icon $. Oh, there it is. Okay. All right, back to here. We've also got like this warning label. I think, let's see, maybe let's do this. Well, it shouldn't be part of the label, but let's wrap this top section in its own little div. So we'll wrap it and we'll say like, let's just say like error message or something like that. Or how about this label wrapper like that. And then we will add another section over here. So down here, this will be, for now, let's just say like error message, because I don't think it shows up unless that's the case. And then over here, this would be number of people. This says Bill. Everything else there, right? I think so. That should still be a number. I think all that's good. Okay. Lastly, this is taking a while. Let's do the tip section. So let's just call it tip section. How about that? And here, this is what I'm not sure about. So I've got a bunch of these. Normally I do like radio buttons because you'd only want to be able to click one. I could also just handle whether or not one's been clicked, and if it has, deselect it when I select another one. Maybe that makes more sense. Not sure. So let's let's do what we can here. Let me make sure I haven't missed anything from you guys now. So maybe let's call these, I kind of like the radio idea. Yeah, I think, let's do it. All right, so we're gonna do type radio, and then as long as these all have the same name, they should allow kind of do that single selecting thing for me. So we'll call this tip. We might change our mind here. Value. Okay, so here's where we need to, let's go value. Now I can't do this because we're going to pull this in React. I'm not sure if I like this idea now. I could hide this, put it in a wrapper, and show a button instead. Or like some kind of other element instead. Tip amount, something like that, with this input tip, and then we'd have like tip button, something like that, and this would say 5%. Right? And let's see, I'm trying to remember radio button, HTML, looking up basic things with Chris. It is early in the morning, so I'm going to give myself that. Value, CSS. See, but if I'm wanting to control this value point, value 5%, right? Although I think what I would do is just do 5. Maybe even just 0.5. 0.05, since we're doing percentages. Well, we'll see. I don't know if I like this. Where's my 5%? There it is. Okay. So what I would do is show this, hide this, and then have this just be the thing selected. Maybe I like that. We'll see. So we'll have tip amount 1, 2, 3, 4 more, I think. React and not vanilla JavaScript, just because I've been playing around with React a lot, so vanilla JavaScript would be totally fine for this. But 15, 20, nope, 25, and then 50%. Now, for those of you non-Americans, I'm sure tipping itself is like, why is this a thing? And to tell you the truth, I don't know. So I wish they would just build that kind of stuff into the price. That's my favorite thing about not being in the US whenever I go somewhere else, is that it seems more reasonable just to include it in the price, and then you don't feel like the person has to perform for you to like get a certain amount. Anyhow, but this is what we're doing. So the idea is you've got a bill, like you go to a restaurant with some friends and you split it however many ways. So that's what this is, by the way, which I'm sure you probably know, but just in case tipping is foreign to you. All right, and then this is going to be the same thing, except this is just going to be input type of number. And I think we do need to style this thing, though, like a tip button. Now it's going to have to be its own thing. So we'll do tip custom or something like that. All right, so that was a lot of work. And we have yet to do a whole lot of anything. Let's also come up here. I guess let's have tip amount. Let's grab all of these here. And let's wrap this. So we'll do tip amount wrapper. How about that? And then up above here, we will have some text. So this should be the same as this label. Let's see, and I didn't give these things, so any kind of class. So let's maybe do that first. So I'll grab this, grab both of those. I'm pretty sure I've got the one down below. I'll say class name, and this will be equal to, let's call this like, let's just call it label. And that way I can come in here and do the same thing and give it a class of label, and we'll say selected tip percentage. Front-end dev was your first pick for programming. Yeah, it's what I needed to do at the time, so I needed it for just a side project, so I started learning it. JS functionality is hard with vanilla JavaScript. Implement React. Yeah, you do, but with something this small, I mean, maybe I'm just a glutton for punishment, but I wouldn't mind doing vanilla on this, it would be all right. Okay, so now that we got this, let's actually start styling this out. And maybe what I'm going to do is let's pull up this, and I'll put it down below. We'll use that as our point of reference, and come over here and start styling this enough to be able to at least work on it. So we've got a container, if I remember correctly, and I just realized that this container has two sections. It has a logo up top, so not so fast. Let's do another import here, import image, and I'm guessing I have that. Usually they do these as images. Logo, there we go. So, see, let's just steal it from here. So we'll do that, except we're going to go into similar directory, and this is just going to be called logo. Do I like more designer functionality? I don't know. I really like CSS. I like design itself, so I do enjoy that a lot, but you can't do a whole lot if all you can do is that. So I don't know. I try to be competent-ish at both. We'll call this logo. And then container, let's see. So this wrapper, so we'll just call this, what if we call this like form container? Or we'll just call this container, and then we'll call this wrapper. So I'll come in here and call this, or I could just use the app. Let's just do that. And let's just lowercase it. Let's just call it wrapper. Okay, so back over here, we've got our wrapper, and this will be display. Just not going to give me any kind of help today. Grid, and it's not working for some reason. I'll come back over here, and here is where we're going to have our image, and this will point to our logo, and this will simply say splitter logo. I think that's what it was called. There we go. All right, so inside here, this will be display grid gap of, and should I just use, I wonder if I should just use Sass in here too. It's only going to be for nesting. I'm not going to be building out custom components and stuff. So studying programming, I don't know, a couple years actively, something like that. 1 rem. I don't know what this would be like. 4 rem, looks like. I'm trying to look at this small baby little image down here. Figure out what I'm supposed to be doing. So let me zoom in on that just a touch. And here we'll go place items center. And that at least gives me a good starting point. This body here, we're going to do background color. Background. Come on. Background. Color. Did I like deactivate everything, Emmett? Emmett, where are we at? Just show Emmett commands. Why is this not showing me anything? We'll come in here, HSL, and I like to wrap these. If you weren't here earlier, let's see, this is probably like neutral 1-ish. Nope, neutral 4, neutral 3. That looks about right. I mean, we're just comparing these two images, so good by me. I like to wrap those so that if I need to do some kind of opacity, there's the word, that I can just quickly tack on like a 0.2 or something like that, and it makes it opaque. So this is how I prefer to use colors up here. Hey, thanks, Bobby. Accessibility crash course. I don't know. Just from scratch, Mr. M. Yep, just been learning from scratch. I mean, from watching other people, reading documentation, stuff like that. My brother's a web developer too, so he kind of pointed me in the right direction, and that was a huge, huge help. All right, wrapper, let's see. Container. Here I want my background color to be HSL of white, and that should give me all that. Let's do padding here of like 2 rem-ish. Sure. Maybe 3 rem. Let's clamp it. So we'll do clamp, and we'll do 2 rem, like 6 view width-ish, and then up to like 4 rem. And that way, as we expand, it should get bigger with the expansion. That might be a little too aggressive. That's fine. All right. Let's come in here, and we'll do border radius. And here we'll do something like 2 rem. let's see, does this have any kind of, it does have a shadow. Cool. So this is one of those examples where I'd want to have some kind of opacity, even though they clearly didn't give this to me, because they just gave me the straight colors. So let's do 0, like 1 rem down. I don't know, 5 rem. And then let's do, I guess let's do like let's do neutral 1 and see what happens there. So if I do this, you can see it's not quite right. Do I just go straight brand? Let's do it. Nope. What other options do I have? Text, neutral 1. Okay, so we just got a bunch of neutrals. So let's try 3, 2, 4. I mean, none of those looks quite correct. So maybe let's just go 2, and then I'll go like a 20%, 30%, 50%. Let's go down like 4 rem. Sure. Okay. Call that good. Again, I don't have the actual Figma file, so I'm not getting this perfect. When do you feel like you're learning through studying books or videos? Both. It just kind of depends. I usually start with video, and then I move to documentation, and then sometimes I'll jump back to videos. So, and everyone learns differently, so it's not like what I do is, you know, gospel or anything. Okay, I think the rest of that looks fine. Let's maybe back this off just a touch. Here, I want this to be display of flex. Come on, Emmett, help me out. We'll do gap of like 2 rem-ish, something like that. Actually, it looks like it's the same as this, so let's do that. So it'll space out a little differently. And then, let's see, I guess, maybe let's do display grid, just so that gap's a little bit better supported, and then we'll do grid auto flow of columns. Column. There we go. This is really not helping me. All right, I think that's set there. Let's come in here to the, what was this thing called? Form. How convenient. That that does seem like a good name to give it. So we'll say form, and then the other one was something. Just its display, I think. Let's call it that, so we'll call this display. And maybe let's start with that one, since it's a little simpler. And we'll give this background color of HSL brand, like that. Did I not save this? Oh, there we go. And that's definitely the wrong color. So let's do neutral 1. That's also not the right color. All right, where's my colors? Up. Outside of this, style guide, here we go. So just none of these colors are gonna work. So I've got to just come up with my own color system, because this is not this, unless I did something wrong. Did I leave this off? Oh, you know what? That was my text. All right. Sorry, Frontend Mentor, for defaming you. Text. Okay. There we go. How about that? We'll do color inside here. Actually, let's just style those separately. We'll do padding, and let's extract this into its own variable. So we'll say like padding or something like that. Var of padding. And then up top here, let's go ahead. Where's my root? So we'll say like utils or something like that. And we'll do padding and clamp. Come on. All right, and then down below here, let's do the same thing here. So we'll do var of padding. And let's do the same thing down here, so that we can update it all together if we need to, because those seem pretty similar. Now this is kind of its own radius too, the border radius, because it should be not quite as aggressive as this outside one. So typically the rule of thumb that I've followed is it's the space between these two. So you take this radius plus whatever the padding is between these two, and that's what this outside radius is. So working backwards, I do like 1 point, I don't know, maybe I just do 1 rem. 1.5 rem. No, I think less than 1 rem, so like 0.6 rem. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. 0.8 rem. We're calling that good. Now everything in here will be display of flex, no, of grid. And then we'll do justify, nope, align items, space between. That doesn't work. Let's do flex and we'll do flex direction of column. And then, see, then it would be justify content space between. I'm not sure why emit is doing absolutely nothing for me right now. All right, and then we will do, why is this not stretching out all the way? I'll figure that out. All right, so back over this way. It's really hard with these things so big. Also, I've got that sidebar up, so that's also not helping me. Maybe I'll pull this down here just to complicate my life a little bit more, but that way we can kind of see what we at least name these things. I don't actually think that's going to work. I need to pull up here and just switch between them. So we've got display rows, so let's start with that. And that is going to wrap. Oh, that's why it's not working. There we go. Display row. So this was supposed to be just for this section. What did I do? We'll figure this out. Let me zoom out for a touch. I'll be right back with you as far as zoomed back in, but I got to be able to see what's going on. So I want this display row to be its own section here. I do want to wrap this. Well, we'll do that in a second. I also want this to be display row. Value tip amount per person. See, this is supposed to go up here too. Okay, and then got that display row that needs to be chopped off down here. All right, let's think through these. So got this, which in this case, I don't really need all this extra stuff. Display amount. Why did I style it that way? I don't know. Let's just call it like that. Just need a paragraph tag there. Same thing here. Just need a paragraph tag. Display amount, oops. And let's see, we got that, got that. Move this over, got an extra closer. There we go. Okay, so this should be its section. This should be its section. Then I want to wrap these two together. Actually, yeah, so let's call this something like display group. That's a dumb name. All right, display group will work, and then button at the bottom. Okay, now let's move over here. And let's grab our display group, and we'll do display of grid. I'm not sure why emit is not helping me out. Is it because I'm in a subdirectory? That doesn't make any sense. Let me open up my settings. Up top here, emit. Did I turn you off somehow? It should not be used in Markdown. Okay. I've added JavaScript JSX. That means it should be working. But I mean, I'm even in CSS and it's not working. Emit preferences. Oh, awesome. CSS. GitHub Copilot. Well, that's not anything. Emit. Settings. CSS. CSS. Is that going to help me out? I mean, it should be enabled by default anyhow. Airlines. That's not it. I don't know what's going on here. So let's do display grid. Just nothing. Okay. Well, I don't know what's going on, but it's slowing me up because I'm used to using all these keyboard shortcuts. All right, back over here. So we'll do a gap of like 0.5 rem between those two. Let's get this thing in. It needs to be more than that. Actually, let's do my padding because it looks about like that. So var padding looks spaced out about like that. All right, and then in addition to display group, I've got display row, right? So display row. And here this is going to be display of flex and justify content. This takes forever. Space between. I'm used to Emmett just popping these things out. You don't know until you don't have it. Align items center. All right, and now we've got, let's grab several things here. So we've got display label, we've got the header, the unit, and then the display mount. All right, so let's do these one after the other. Display label. So that's this whole section here. So this is just going to be display grid, and we'll do like, I don't think we really even need a gap. That's really all I want to do is display grid, I think. Then we'll grab the header, and here we'll say the color will be my var of white, I'm guessing. Select correct languages in VS Code. Now it's post CSS. I don't know. I don't think so. Because I'm not using post CSS. Unless I'm misunderstanding what you're saying. I'm sure it's something dumb, but that looks too bright. So let's go neutral 4, 3, 4, sure. 4S. That looks about right, something like that. Okay. And then we'll do font size here. Let's just do like 0.5 M. Something like that, 0.6 M. Let me move this out of the way just to make sure I'm seeing this properly. Why is this? Oh, it's center. So justify items start. Okay, font size. I think that's really all I need there. Let's come in here to the unit. And here I want the same basic things. Just change this up slightly. So I'll do like 0.4 M. Something like that. And then here we'll call this neutral maybe 2. Yeah. Maybe let's make this neutral 4. 7.5 M. I don't know. I'm kind of guessing at these values, obviously. Yeah, that'll work. Maybe let's just move these over to rem units too. So we'll do like 1 rem. I don't know, 0.8 rem. Okay, and then let's see. We do need some kind of gap between these, so we'll do gap of. Let's just do our var padding. Look at the bottom panel. Aha! You're a genius. Let's see. Hey! What was going on with that post CSS? Did I change that? All right, the things that happen to you. All right, Edward is required at all future streams. Display mount. Let's come over here. Here we'll have the font size of like, I don't know, 3 rem. It looks massive. 2 rem maybe, something like that. And color will be HSL of maybe our brand. There we go. Okay. I think that looks okay. All right, and then these, where are these still? Let's go text align of left, because they were just wrapping, I think. All right, so we'll eventually get those, but that looks decent to me. kind of at least close to what it needs to be. All right, down here to the button, and then we'll be done with this side. So let's come over here. We'll just grab the button, and let's see. Let's do a few things. Let's do font inherit. We'll just get everything from the top. We'll do background color. Now I'm not using my shortcuts since I'm not used to them. Let's see what the normal one looks like. So looks like it's maybe my brand color. Yeah, by default. So we'll do HSL brand. Yeah, thanks, Edward. We'll do border none. Border radius 0.4 rem. That's a little aggressive. 0.2 rem. Let's do padding here. We'll do something like, I don't know, 0.5 rem and 1 rem. Maybe a little too aggressive. 0.3 rem, something like that. And we do 0.8-ish, although you can't see it right now anyhow. I think I want to adjust this padding. That looks a little too aggressive for me. Something like that. All right, back down this way. I think what I want to do, what did I comment out in the middle here? Form. I think what I want to do is come down here on this button, and let's do, first of all, text transform, uppercase, and then font size. That's way too small. 0.8, 0.7. I don't know. I'm just guessing. Let's do 1 rem. Okay. I think that looks good. This is all kind of out of order from what I usually do. I'm not sure what I was doing here. And here we'll say this is our text color. I think that looks right. Okay. So we've obviously got some hover states. I want to do a focus state too. So let's do a box shadow here, and we'll just do 2 of these. So let's do 0, 0, 0, and then like negative 0.2 rem, and then I'll do HSL, and let's do, what's that? The background's text, right? Yeah. And then let's copy this down. So what I'm doing is basically hiding this underneath it, and we'll pull it out when we, that's how I like to do buttons. I think it's more exciting that way. So we'll come in here maybe with like a neutral 1, something like that. And let's do a transition, and we'll do on the box shadow, and then we'll do transition box shadow. Let's do like 200 milliseconds, and then we'll do, I got a cubic Bezier curve. Let's just grab one of these and see what happens. All right, so right now nothing's going to happen because I haven't done anything yet. I also need this to be cursor of pointer. All right, and then we'll grab the button, and we'll grab its focus state, and we'll say outline none. And then let's grab the button and grab the focus visible. And here what we'll do is say, well, let's move these box shadows to start with. And maybe what I'm going to do, actually, before I copy that down, let's do 1 more up here, and we'll make this like an actual something like that. Is that not shown? Oh, it's because it's text. Let's do neutral 1, 2, 3, brand. Okay, so here I actually want a dark color. So maybe I just need to add an extra color. So let's do that. We'll come in here and we'll call this like dark. And we'll take this down to 5%. And then I'll grab my button. Here we go. And we'll call this dark. And then I'll put this at like 0.2, 0.5, something. 0.8. Let's do 0.6 and move it down. And then I'll do 0.2 rem. Sure. Let's change this to like something big. There we go. So now when I come in here, I'm going to get rid of all this. So let's first of all, I guess let's do focus visible since we're already got it situated. So here I'm going to move this out to 0.2 rem and out to like 0.5 rem. So when I focus, there we go, it pops out. Although I don't really like this neutral, so let's go dark. No, let's do brand. There we go. So when I focus in on it, you get that cool effect. And let's maybe slow this up to like 400. Yeah. All right. Doing stuff. We haven't even handled any any logic at all. At the beginning of the stream, I said like let's try to focus on the actual content rather than just styling, because I just get stuck doing styling. But I don't know. Styling's fun. I like styling. Sue me. All right. We'll come in here. This will all be the same, except this is going to go down to 0 and 0. Yeah, I think. So now when I hover, whoa, focus, visible focus. This should be right. Button hover, button focus. Oh, it's because I moved these out. So these can stay at -2. Yeah, there we go. Okay, now I think there was an actual state I was supposed to add to this. It looks like I've got a few options for the state, so maybe I should also pay attention to the actual design files. Get out of here. Mobile design, desktop design. Where's my active states? Oh, there we go. So whatever that looks like, whatever the background color is there. So let's do that. See someone enjoying vanilla CSS. Yeah, I like it. I mean, I'm no Kevin Powell, but it's fun. Let's come up top. Wrapper, body. So it's neutral 3. Okay. So let's come down here. Let's also change the background color. And we'll go neutral 3. That doesn't look right. Neutral 2. Also not right. Neutral 4. Definitely not right. All right, let's go neutral 3. Oh man, that looks dumb. let's go brand, and I'll just do like an opacity of 0.5, 0.8. Yeah, sure, that's fine. Oh, maybe it was supposed to be that. I just didn't like it. I mean, it's our project. What are they going to do to us? I guess let's do that. That's not horrible. Okay, so I think that is pretty much all set. I do need a disabled state. I'm guessing that's what that thing is. Wasn't there like a disabled state? Oh, down here? Yeah. So by default, I guess it would be disabled, right? So let's do that. So we'll say button. I guess let's just do it right here. So let's say button with the disabled, not display, disabled attribute here. Needs to be, I guess just, what if we just change the opacity to like 0.2? And come over here, and by default, this is going to be disabled. Sure, that looks fine. I guess we do need to also change up these, at least for the hover state, so we can say not hovered. Nope, not disabled. Abled, can I do that? Yeah. See, can I still focus in on it? No, I can't because it's disabled. Okay. So now that should work, and then I should also cursor to none. Not allowed. Not allowed. Not none. There we go. Can't touch that button. All right. Okay, so we've done exactly 1/2 of the styling and 0 functionality. Good evening from the Philippines. Where did I learn CSS? Mostly just from doing it, which I know isn't a great answer, but Kevin Powell's a great teacher on YouTube. But a lot of it is just doing designs, forcing yourself to do it. So like when I would learn stuff, there's another guy, Dave Gray, who does introductory videos, who I think is a really great teacher. I wish I could teach as well as he does, but he goes very slow paced and just keeps rehearsing it and is super helpful. He's clearly taught for a long time and has just turned his attention to YouTube. But He's a good one too. But what I would do is learn it, and then I used to just like go to ESPN and just basically download all the images and try to recreate the page myself. So like I did that a lot, and I still do that. I mean, that's what we're doing now. I just need to speed up since we're supposed to be actually making this thing functional. So maybe, but yeah, that's what I would recommend, something like that. And it's just doing that over and over again that teaches you how to, you know, the weak points for you or whatever. Okay, so I've got all this set. See, can I even tie any functionality in here? Not really. So I guess let's just go ahead and style this the other half out. I don't even know if I'm going to have time to actually get any of this. The actual functionality is not that difficult. So it's a good thing we're taking forever on this other stuff. So let's come up to my forum. Over here. So this can just be display grid. Maybe let's come up top here. Oh, I already had it. I forgot. So we'll grab my forum and we'll just display grid. And I guess I also need that image. Did I just shut that image down? Yeah, I did. Okay. Preview. Active state. Let's see. Empty. That's what we're going for. Start with it empty. All right, so here we are. This form. Let me zoom out just a touch just so I can see how it will look on desktop. Okay. So we'll do a gap of padding. Maybe what I should do is rename this. So let me come up top here. And I think I should be able to say function F2 and rename this, and it should rename everything. Let's do something like spacer. How's that? Nope, definitely broke everything. So let's just come back here and do Control Option L and do spacer. No, just, oh, it's because I grabbed padding and not, okay. Let's do this again. All right, one more time, and we'll call this spacer. All right. Back to the form. We got our spacer, everything's spaced out as it should be. Let's see, we've got label groups. That's for these sections here. We've got labels. The inputs. Let me just grab this type number, I think. And then we'll grab our icons. Let's start with that. Okay. So I've got my label group, and this is going to be display grid. Place items. Or let's do just, yeah, we do place items. Place items start. Do I want to do that? Yeah, I got to make that input 100% width anyhow. We'll come and grab the label, and I'll see, this looks very similar to my tip amount. So let me come down here. I think that was this. So we'll drop that in here. And I just need to change the sub, obviously, to like text. Okay, fine by me. We'll come in here now and grab my type of number. And here we'll say width 100%. Font inherit. Oh, why is that not going all the way over? Justify self. I think it's this place item center that's messing me up. So let's do justify items start. Let's get rid of this altogether. Let's do text align left. Sure. Okay. As far as the styling for this thing here, well, number one, don't put a dot in front of your attributes. We already fixed it. We don't need to change this up, but I do want to come in here and add a little bit of a gap. 0.2 rem, something like that. This also needs to be position of relative, so I can position that icon absolute. So let's do that. So we'll do icon position position absolute. And here, oh, now that might be, I guess it doesn't have to be tricky. Let's do top. If I already know what this font size is, it's 1 rem. So we'll do top 1 rem. And then I've also got to add to it the height of whatever this ends up being. Oh, I got to add numbers in here. Text align right. And then I want to get rid of remove arrows in from number input. There we go. I don't want those to show. Here we go. Oh, you are done for. Aha. Perfect. What were we doing? Text line right. We were positioning this thing. So maybe what I can do, I think the better thing to do here is going to be to add the icon inside. So put this inside a wrapper. So we'll call this like number wrapper. I feel great about that. And we'll do the same thing down here. Tip amount, very bottom. Oh, I've got both a label and a label wrapper here. Well, that's not very helpful. I think this should be label wrapper. And then I think this should be label. I think that's how I had it. Let's see, number. So here's the two. I've got a wrap. So wrap. And that will be with the dot number wrapper. Back over this way. Then what I can do is grab the number wrapper and say position of relative, which means I can technically remove this. And then come back down to my icon and say top will be 50%. Left will be 1 rem, something like that, 0.5 rem. And then transform will be translate negative 50%, negative 50%. Actually, I just need the Y, right? Translate Y, 50%. All right, there we go. So now it's right there in the middle. I guess I can also say pointer events none, just in case they click on it. I don't know why that would matter, but now they can't. So take that. Okay, so back in here to the input number right here. Let's go background color here. Neutral 1, 2, 3, 4. That might be right if I remove the border. Sure, let's call that good. I don't know, it just doesn't look right. 2, 3. Let's just do like a 1 with an opacity. Let's do a 2 with an opacity. Let's do it. No, just teasing. Actually, 3 with an opacity looks the best I've done so far. I don't know exactly what color that's supposed to be. I don't have the Figma file, like I've already mentioned. We'll do font size. Well, I already inherited it, but I do want some padding. So we'll do padding of like 0.2 rem and 0.5 rem, something like that. We'll do border radius here. I probably should have these broken out into like small, medium, large. What's my button border radius? 0.2 rem. Let's just do it right. So var rounded small is what we're going to call that. And up top here, I don't know that I'll switch the other ones out, but we'll do rounded small. I think that's what I did. 0.2 rem. Go down to the bottom. Where's that border radius? I saw it just a second ago. Here we go. So var rounded small. Sure. That's fine. We'll do type number, and we'll do focus outline none. Let's do the same stuff we did for that number or the button. So if I come in here to the button, let's grab all of this and yeah, let's just grab all that, move up here to my number. And I'm going to add this down here. So I have box shadow, except I'm going to remove this first one because I don't really want that. And then let's say that on focus, actually let's just do it on focus because I want this on mobile or desktop. We'll then move this to 2 and 4. I think that's what we decided on. Except this now needs to be my white, I think. There we go. And let's make this text. Let's make it brand. Let's make it text. That'll work. So now we get this cool little hover effect when we come in here and we start to type. Should we have, I mean, ideally we have some kind of pop-up that says like enter numbers only or tells them how to format it. Now I'm kind of creating work for myself, but if we're already doing the same styling over here, we'll figure it out. I guess one thing we could do is say that if, what is that? If it's invalid, I think it's like that. And then let's change this to like, let's say like background will be red or something crazy. Well, it's just not even letting me add anything in, so that I don't think that's going to work. Oh, there we go. It's now it's invalid. Now, why is that invalid? Because that's going to be a problem. I wonder why it's not letting me type periods. There might be, because it's letting me type there. That says that's valid. That is valid. That is invalid. Huh. I don't think I've run into that before. Maybe what we should do is style. That's what we're going to do. So let's come back over here. I'm going to grab these types of numbers. I'm going to change these all to type text. And then what I'm going to do is add a class here that is number input or something weird like that. And we'll use this and we'll just style it differently. So I'll grab all these and I'll say dot number input focus. Okay, so now I can type whatever I want, which is great. Then what I can do is display an error message if it fails validation. If we ever get around to that, which I'm confident we won't at this point, we probably won't even finish this project today because I'm spending so much time on the layout, but I don't know. Maybe we will because I got kids getting up here soon. I got a little bit of time. We'll see. Okay, so let's just get rid of that for now. I do want to have some kind of invalid state, but maybe I'll just do that in line in React. So we'll see. Okay, so at least those are ready. Let's do the other label down here and then just loosely scaffold this stuff out. Okay, let's get going, Chris. Down here on my form, where is my error? So this is my label wrapper. So I think I actually do need this up top too. So what we'll do is grab this, I think, and wrap with label wrapper. And let's see, let's get this all spaced out. Then here's where I'll have like error or whatever over here. Okay, so I think those should both work. Little label wrapper. That's what I need, right? I think so. Let's give this a class name of error and do the same thing down below here. Class name of error. And then again, I'm going to grab my label wrapper, come back over here. Icon, let's go. Label wrapper, display of flex, justify content space between, align items center. Okay, So that's set. Let's grab that error. Where did I just change that? Here we go. So I'll grab my error. And here we'll go font size. What was my label? Just label by itself. Display label. Label group. Label. There we go. Let's find the error. Update this. Now this color, I don't have a red color. So let's make one. First of all, I'll change this to error. And yeah, they never give me red, even though I was supposed to have red around the corners. Just thought of that. We'll call this error, and then, I don't know, we'll go like 12-ish. And maybe let's back off. I don't mind that. 55, sure. Okay, so we've got those set. For now, both of these should, both these shouldn't have anything in them. So we can just remove these. Class. Plus I have a class name. Same thing here. Let's grab all of these. I'm still just so used to writing vanilla HTML or whatever instead of JSX. I struggle sometimes remembering class name equals. Okay, I think I got all those. All right, and then I got to remove this final error down here. Okay. So selected tip, let's do that section next. There we go. So selected tip is already styled properly. That's good. So we just got to grab all these wrappers and put them in a little grid. How do we do that? So tip amount is what we gave those. And tip amount wrapper. Did I do anything with the tip section? No, I did not. I don't think. Nope. Okay. So let's come, I don't know, we're kind of everywhere here. I guess before the display, display section. Let's go tip section here. And this will be display of grid. Sure. We'll do gap 0.5 rem. Let's see, what did it? Selected tip. Okay. Tip amount wrapper. That's right. So let's copy these one after the other. Let's go tip amount. Tip amount wrapper. Name of tip. Do I need to style those inputs? I forget what I decided to do here. Yeah, I do. So these will all be the same. So I can grab the attribute and then tip button. Okay. Tip section. Let's get rid of that. Let me come down here, grab tip amount and tip amount wrapper. So here I do want this to be display grid. We'll do grid template columns. Repeat 2 of 2FR. What was it? 3? 3 side by side. 3FR. Unless these things need to wrap. What do they do on mobile? They wrap. Okay. Well, let's start with it 2FR and then we'll do a media screen and we'll do like min width, I don't know, 600 pixels. And here we'll grab all this, put it down here, and we'll say for this it needs to be 3FR. Nope. Max width. Moment of pause where nothing occurs. We'll figure this out. Okay, so we'll come back to that. Oh no, what am I doing? Not changing the FRs. Need to change this, and that's fine. Okay, so 600 and below. Let's do like 768. Good old tablet size. That should work. Okay. let's do line items start on this. Nope. Not align items. Yeah. Justify items start. There we go. Okay, so you've got the name of tip. This media query should probably go at the very bottom. But for now, we're going to leave that alone. Tip amount. I don't know that I need that for anything because that's just the wrapper. Yeah, I don't think I really need that. So let's get rid of that. We will grab this though, and we'll say opacity of 0. And then maybe we can say width. Yeah, let's say width 0, height 0. Does that get rid of it? Nah. What if we just say position absolute? No, I don't want it to move. Here's what we need to do. I need that tip. I think maybe this is what I was thinking. I'm going to grab this tip amount right here, and we'll add that in here. And then let's see. Here I want this to be position of relative. And then this tip can be inset 0 and position absolute. So what we're doing is basically making it fill this entire section here, so that anywhere I click, technically it's toggling it on. And then what I'm going to do is grab my tip button, which is the actual thing that looks like the button, and we'll say background color here needs to be what is that thing? Text. There we go. Let's take this down. Take this down here, and we'll say that the color needs to be white. Is that what I did? Neutral 4. Let's see, how much help is that going to be? Not much. Something like that. Sure. All right, and then let's do border radius here. Far rounded small. It's not enough. So let's go medium here. And we got to create it. So, here we go. Francesco, I don't know what you said, but good to see you. 0.4 rem. Sure, that'll work. All right, let's get down here to the tip amount. Name tip, tip button, tip amount wrapper. Here we go. Here I want this to be like a gap of 0.5 rem. Give me some space. Sure, that'll work. Tip. Right here, we'll do padding of like 0.2 rem. Keep it pretty small. All right, and then I've got some active states. So looks like it goes to the brand color, I think, on hover. So here's what I think I want to do. I guess, because basically I'm going to be focusing in on these. Right? Can I focus in on those? I thought I could. Maybe not. So what I was going to do is say when I focus the state of the name tip, then I want to change the tip button. I'm not sure if that's the case, but let's just take the hover here and say that whenever this is hovered, I want to take the sibling, which is the tip button, and I want to change the background color here to my brand. Let's see if this works. There we go. I also want to, let's just make this a cursor of pointer. So even though it's basically hidden from the UI, it is actually selecting that. So let's grab, I think, when it's selected. So hover state, is that just, so like those colors, that's different than that, right? Oh, so what's that? So that's selected. Well, then what's that? I'm so confused. So I don't think it's supposed to be the brand color. What do we do on that button? What was that hover again? Neutral 3. That's right. Let's come back up to the input. What was that thing called? Where are we at? Okay, here we go. So this was supposed to be neutral 3. And then when it's selected, so I'll grab this and we'll say that when this is what's that state again? Checked, maybe. Then this will be a brand, maybe. Let's see. Hey, yeah, there we go. So I get this. I mean, that doesn't look awesome. That looks less awesome. I'm at a loss anymore. 3 is what it's. That's what we said it was supposed to be. Okay. And it changes text color too to the text. Okay, we can do that. So we'll come in here and say when it's hovered, we'll change this to color of text. Okay, it could be worse. So I select all these. All right, I think we're finally ready to do something content-wise. So yeah, that's good enough for now. Although, can I focus? I can't focus in on this. Okay, all those I think look good. Should we do mobile wrapping? I guess let's just go ahead and do mobile wrapping. So let's do the container. What did I set this at? Display grid, autoflow column. Let's do autoflow row. And then switch this up. So we'll do, let's just grab all of this. Where's my media query? I'll grab this too. Let's go to the bottom. Whoop. Do media queries. Like that. And grab my container, switch this to column, and we'll get rid of all the rest of this. There we go. So I come over here, snaps down. I think that's generally how it's supposed to look. Sure. I mean, good enough for me. Come over here. It locks in at some kind of size. Do we have this locking in at a size? Container. We don't. So maybe what we do, container. I've got padding around the container. The wrapper also has, where am I getting this padding from? The div root. Did I do that? I don't think I did. Aha! Get out of here. I don't need this. Let's get rid of this too. Get rid of that. Okay, because I think it's actually supposed to be all the way to the side on mobile. I do want some padding up and down though. So we'll say padding, backing, padding, block. I'll do my padding. Come on, padding. Like that. Oh, I changed it. Spacer. Forgot about that. All right, so up and down. It doesn't look big enough. So maybe let's do a spacer large. And here we'll start at like 4, 7, 6.5. Sure. Spacer large. And then as we move, okay. And then what I want to do is lock this wrapper. Let's do, so we do margin inline of auto, and then a max width of like 800 pixels. Snap out. It's not big enough. 1200 pixels. Too big. 1000 pixels. 900 pixels. Okay. We'll call that good. Sure. These buttons also aren't looking awesome. Let's change these up. So tip amount. Wrapper. All I need to do is take this. Take the line center. Right? Oh, not on hover. Down here. Sure. All right. Now we're going to do something. Wasn't that fun though? All right. CS and lead. Yep. Yeah, thanks, Chris. When clicked. When selected. Oh, you were talking about this earlier. I just totally missed your help. All right. For some reason my live stream looks odd, so hopefully you can still see me. All right, go ahead and give me a comment just to make sure you're still here, because I haven't looked over in a second, and somehow Studio's kind of being a little weird right now. So, all right, what are we supposed to be doing? Well, let's actually think about the functionality of this whole thing. So what I want to be able to do is add in a bill. So let's start with that. And I think because everything's going to need access to this, I'm going to need all the state up top here. So we'll say bill amount and set bill amount. And we're going to pass this down to the form. I have yet to hear from anybody, so I might be alone right now. Not really sure. So bill amount. The other thing we're going to need is the selected tip. So we'll say selected tip. And basically I want to tie it to one of these. And if it's not that, then I want to show this. So maybe let's also add another piece of state up here. We'll say is tip selected. Change this to selected, and that is uppercase. Can you see this? Yes, I can. Okay, so you can see me. I don't know what Studio is doing then. It's still counting up my time, but it's paused the video in Studio, so hopefully, yeah. Let's see. Let's keep this at 0. This is going to be Boolean, so we'll say false to start with. And we'll basically use this to determine whether or not we should listen to this input and then make that the selected tip. I think that's what we're going to do. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, we've also got number of people. So we'll say peeps, set peeps. That'll work. And then I think everything else we'll do in calculations. But let's pass all those things down. So come in here and say peeps will be equal to, no, this, I don't need to do this. What am I doing passing this down? I will need to end up passing some of this down to, see, do we change this here? That shouldn't say person, person. It should say person, person. Okay, maybe it should. So yeah, let's just handle this. So we'll say handle form or handle bill amount input. And this will be equal to that. But we do need to state up top here because we're going to calculate it and pass it down. So say function handle bill input console.log the e.target.value for now. What else do we need? The selected tip. So let's see, is tip selected? So I think what I'm going to do is just pass down a handle selected tip function. So we'll do that. Function handle selected tip. I don't know. I guess either way I'd have an event because it would be either selecting an input. Yeah, that'll work. I think that'll work. Console.log e.target.value. And I basically want to display these things automatically, so I don't have any kind of form submission or anything. So let's kind of do these one at a time. Let's come back into my form. Maybe let's split this side to side. That's not going to work. So we'll go back here. We'll take in both of those things. So handle bill amount. What was the other one called? Handle selected tip. Handle bill amount. So let's tie this first of all to the bill amount, which is right here. So we'll say on input, I want to pass it this handle bill amount. And then my value, I want to be, I guess I need to pass down the state there too. I think that's what I need to do. For now though, let's just make sure everything is at least working properly. So if I start typing, it shows up. Cool. Yeah, I guess I need to. So bill amount. And then we'll pass down the bill amount here. And I will say this right here. The value needs to be tied to the bill amount. So right now it's 0. So if I try to type, it's not going to update that. So let's come back over here and say that this should be set bill amount. Okay. So as I type this here, there we go. Now what I can do is say, let's do some regex. Regex for only numbers. This is not a hard regex, but why would I do it myself? There we go. Thought that would work. It didn't. Well, what worked? Anything digit including 1A. A partial match. This accepts any number of digits, including none. Okay. That'll work for me. So let me see if I can remember how to do this. So let's just call this input, and this will be equal to the e.target.value, and then let's do input.test, and see, I got to put this in / just like that. And let's console.log it and see what happens. Okay, so if I come in here, something horrible happened. Input.test. I thought I could just do a test directly on that string. Regex testing. Every time I watch your tutorials, I actually learn. Hey, nice. Hey, that's very kind of you. Well, I get distracted with lots of random stuff, so I don't know if that's, it might be just that that's the problem. But hopefully that also means I get to show you cool stuff too. Where's my test method? Pattern.test. Oh, I have to say pattern? Let pattern. So I test off the pattern. What? I didn't think it worked like that. Well, I don't like do regex a ton, so whenever I do it, I can't ever remember how it's done, so I don't need to trust my instincts on this one. This should be like a string or something, right? I guess not. Okay. So then let's say pattern.test, and then I guess I pass the string to it. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's definitely right. I think I remember that now. Back over here. True. True. False. Hey, cool. So now I can do if pattern.test.input. So if it's true, then I'll set the amount to, I guess we can just call this input for now. Else, So I'm going to have a bill error too, right? Yeah, so we'll say bill amount error and error like that. As I'll set the bill. Well, I guess I don't have to change that really because it's not going to update it. I'll just leave it at whatever it was at most recently. I can just set the bill amount error, capitalize, to something. I don't need a, this isn't state. Bill amount error, I should just do like show bill amount. Show bill amount error. That'll work. Set show bill amount error. Okay, and we're going to make this a Boolean. We'll say false, and then we'll say this should be true. And then we'll change this to false here. Okay, I think that's right. Maybe. Set bill amount. Why are all these lowercase? Okay, something's happened. So what I can do is then pass this thing down and basically decide whether or not to show that error. If this is true, then I'd show it. If it's not, then I won't. So let's come in here. Here's my error. I can take in that. What did I have? Set show bill amount error. Yeah, there we go. So inside here, I can say set show amount error. If that's true, then I'll show like, please enter numbers only. And then if it's false, and I just realized something I'm going to mess up, then I'll just do an empty string. Okay. True and false. Why is that not working? That's not cool. Show bill amount error. So it should be 0 to start with. Just what am I messing up here? Well, I mean, I guess I can just reverse this. I'm not sure. Let's see what's going on here. So I'm going to console.log this. No, that doesn't help me. Oh, this should just be show. All right, show bill amount error. Show bill amount error. App. What did I pass down? This should just be show, and this should be show. Okay, so now if I come in here and try to type something else, there we go. I can start typing as soon as I type something else. Now, the problem is I'm going to also get this error handling happening with digits, or with dots, with periods. So now I think, oh no, I have to escape that. Right? I think. Oh no, now it's not letting me do anything. To include, change that to this. Okay, except one or more digits, change the thing to a thing. Except exactly one digit, remove that. Oh man, I never remember how to do this. Let's go. Regex 101. That's where I usually go. Sure. And what I want is this. Where does it show me? Over here, right? Okay. So if I remove all this, that should match. So let's search for anything but ABC plus, let's do plus period and see what happens. Okay, I think that's all I needed. Well, thanks anyhow. What? That's what I already did up here. Can I do a dot? I can. Can I do an A? I also can. What have I done? So that wasn't what I needed. I just don't remember how to do this. Match numbers or a period. Regex. That's what I should have done. To match. Plus. So I'm just missing an escaped character. So can't do letters. I can do numbers, dot. Numbers only. Well, I just did that. Oh, man. Okay, well, we're close on the error handling, but here's what we're going to do. Okay, we're just going to say, let's get rid of this for now, and we'll come back to this. So we'll say something like, handle error, figure out, to do. Let's do this as a to do. To do, handle, pattern, whatever. And then what I'm going to do is copy this down, uncomment it out, and we're just going to say all it has to do is match anything. No. Can't do that? Okay. Let's do 0. Can I do like a comma? Let's try it. Through 9 or period. Let's try that. No, that's not helping me out. Okay. Can I just do anything? Escape dot again. Oh, you know what? You might be right. That is trying to add those extra things. See, regex is the worst. If you put all the things I don't enjoy one after the other, why did that just delete all that? Regex would be on that list for sure. Question mark after the dot as it's optional. Okay. We're going to figure this out if it's the last thing we do. Well, let's try it like this first. And I think this can't be here because that's the start of the string. That's what that means. Okay, let's try one more time. And then we're going to... No. Oh, okay. Something. All right. We're getting some help from the chat. Let's try it. Why is it deleting it every time I paste something in? Okay. Let's try it. No, that's not working either. Just enter nothing. That's what I currently got. Okay, so for now what we're going to do is we'll come back to this. If you want to figure it out, you can let me know. No, I don't need that. I just need this. And we're just going to uncomment this out. So for now, I mean, we're the ones using this app, so we know to add something in like that. Okay. That took way too long. I should not have spent that much time on that. So now what I want is the e.target.value. Is that right? The value, yep. For the selected tip. So const tip value equals, actually, let's just set selected tip, right? Selected tip to that handle selected tip. So I think the way this works with multiple radios, I don't remember because I've done this I think once. Let's grab all of these and we'll say on change. We'll pass it this handle selected tip And then what I want to do is let's just also console.log the selected tip. Let's try that. So if I click here, 0.5. Okay, so it's working. I just did all the wrong things. I think it's working. No, it's just giving me the 0 for whatever I typed. Every time I click, it's just adding to it. I forget I do this with multiple target def value in React. So let's get rid of this and get rid of this. Come back over here, 0.5. That's what I want. That's happening. So oh, it's rounding up or something. Right? What is going on? Oh, it's passing it as a number. It's getting it as a number, right? But these aren't numbers here. Not sure what it's doing exactly. 0.05, 0.1, 0.15, 0.25, 5. I mean, that's what it should be passing me. You checked. Okay. We got another check on the regex. Previous state. Oh, yeah, I have to update the state. Oh, Chris. All right. This pattern, I'm going to blame for all my troubles. I'm going to blame this pattern for all my troubles. Let's see this here. So I'm going to come over here. Let's see, did I not do that correctly? That's what you sent me, right? I must be messing something up. Well, if you can figure out what I'm doing wrong, let me know, because that would be awesome to know. For right now, I'll just put that in there, assuming that I just messed something up when I inputted that. So let's take the previous value and then I'm just changing that out though. Yeah, so I think if I just take the value of it as I select it. Just a second, I gotta check with my wife on something real quick. Okay. All right, we might have to call this quits sooner than I would like. What am I doing here? Let's just leave it here because I'm just changing the value. I think that should work. Let's just leave it there. Number of people. Let's do that and then at least get something up so we can be halfway accomplished today. So we'll say peeps, and here I'm going to have handle function handle peeps amount or input, and here we'll say set peeps to the e dot target dot value, and we'll pass this down, handle peeps input, handle peeps. Set state is not async. You don't always get the last state. Yeah. Yeah, I know. I need to pass in the previous state and then update it. Let's see. Let's come back. Let's get this people thing working first. Number of people, label, input, here we go. So on input, we will change this to, or pass in handle peeps input, and then we'll set the value here to my peeps. And then I need to pull in all that. What am I getting yelled at here? Okay, I don't know what that was. So here I do actually want to do that check. And I know how to do that one, I think, because it's just the pattern. So let's do that. So I'll pass down this pattern. I think it was just like this, maybe. So this should be the start of the string and the end of the string. It should only accept those. That should work. And then here, let's see, I just want to update this and this. Selected tip, and this should be set show. No, that's not right. I'm in the wrong thing. Okay, peeps. Okay, pattern matching. Here we go. Set peeps. Set peeps. Set show peeps error. And then I gotta make these up here. Show peeps error, and this will start with false. And I can also take this one in, show peeps error, and pass it in here. And take this form, let's accept it in here. And show peeps error. So what I can do is now come in here and say the same thing I said up top here. Where's my error right here? Show peeps error. Please enter numbers only. That should work. So if I try to enter in anything else, set show peeps error. Oh, I did the same thing I did earlier. Show peeps. Nope. Didn't I have like a peeps error? Show bill amount error. So this should be show peeps error, right? And then I should take that in. And then I should change this. Peeps error, there we go. Then I should show that. Oh, come on. Show peeps error. Show peeps error. Show peeps error. Show peeps error. What's this? Oh. All right, now we're just making dumb errors. All right, let's try again. If I try to do anything else, it's because this should say that. Okay. There we go. Okay. 1, 2. Okay. Okay, so let's actually start to update some of this stuff. So let's say I've got like, let's just start this actually with an empty string. And let's do the same thing here. So we'll say like 123. I'm definitely entering numbers in only. Okay. Set to show peeps error. am I messing up here? Oh, I'm doing that either way. Okay. Is that what I messed up? Okay, so as far as error checking goes, let's not do that live ever. Just teasing, but I'll have to come back and figure that out. It's not worth trying to figure out now since we've already wasted a lot of time on that. Okay, perfect. Now what I want to do is take whatever the calculated tip is. So let's just say like calculated tip, and we'll say set calculated tip. Well, actually, I'm going to have two. So tip amount per person, and what was the other one? Total per person. So let's at least change this over to say total per person. Okay, so there's kind of two different pieces of state. It's whatever tip amount they're going to add to it and their total amount. Because they're splitting the total bill as well, right? Input value to number before controlling regex. Yeah, I think you're right. I usually do that. I do regex so infrequently, like maybe once a month, that I just, every single time I feel like I'm just hitting my head against the wall. So maybe if I did it more frequently, but why would I do that to myself? So what we're going to do is have two things. So we'll have a calculated tip and a calculated total, I think. Use state. Sure, we'll set that to 0. Calculated total. I have this cool extension I really like because you can just come in here and I can grab both of these at the same time and update them to like be like, hi mom or whatever. And you'll notice that it capitalized that and didn't capitalize that. I forget what it's called. Let's check it out. I have so many extensions I've been playing around with. Because I think that's so helpful. Oh, come on. Tab out? No, that's not it. Text pastry? No. Auto rename tag? I think that might be it. Auto rename tag. Yeah, I think that's it. Okay, anyhow. Set bill amount. I don't know why I did that. Let's just set it to null for now. It should just be a number. But it's showing the value to start with here. And that's what I was trying to avoid. Set peeps. Yeah, okay. So that should work. Okay, so we're going to have a calculated tip and a calculated amount. And what I want to do is just anytime these things are inputted, here I want to pass in so I want to run a check on these. So I think this is probably a decent way to do this. So we'll do calculate tip, and then we'll take in nothing because we're going to just manually call this. So I think what we'll do is every time one of these things is updated, that may not be a good way to do this. Let's just take the bill amount times the selected tip, right? Divided by the peeps. And so this should give me the calculated. So let's say set calculated tip to that. I think that's right. And let's just call this, like, for now, we'll just call right here. And then let's input should not be null. Okay. Well, we'll just change these both to 0 and call that good. Let's just calculate a tip here. Console.log, calculated tip. We've got a calculate tip, a calculated tip. This is going to be great. Actually, so let's start here with like 4, select this 15%, and go 12. Now let's just check that. So let's see, 12. Actually, let's do something more reasonable. We'll do like 100. 10%, how about that? And then we'll divide it by 2 people. So let's go back up here and add 100. Right? Times 10%. What am I doing wrong here? Let's first of all calculate the tip. So I know if I've got 100 with 10%. Okay, so 0.1. That's the tip amount of the total percentage. What am I doing here? Okay, I got to think about math for a second. Man, I'm really running up against the clock. I need to get going. I hate to leave this thing like half-baked and trashed. All right, so rather than I think trying to figure this out right now, because I'm not going to have time. My kids are up in 5 minutes. And once they're up, we're all done. I think what we're going to do, as much as I hate doing this, is just kill this now. I'm not going to look at it again until tomorrow. And I'm just going to stream tomorrow. We'll just figure out this logic. We spent so much time, like I said, I wasn't going to do on all these inputs, but look how fun these are. I also need a disabled state over here where I can reset it. There's just enough stuff left to do that I think it doesn't make sense for me to try to rush this because I'm already tripping up on myself. Man, that stinks. I don't really like doing that. But meanwhile, while I'm already talking about CSS, let's just go ahead and let's go ahead and do this. Place item center, place content center, and place item center. There we go. Right in the middle. Look at this amazing looking thing that does exactly nothing. So I won't look at this again until tomorrow. If you want to follow me tomorrow, you're welcome to, but no pressure. One of these days I'll learn not to spend all my time on CSS, but since it was supposed to be about a JavaScript thing anyhow, that's all right. Okay, well, this was a very long stream.